Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, Software Engineer K, and we have some big news. So the marketplace for Monsta Infinite, there has been a delay. That delay has reciprocated onto the price of the MONI token. We have seen a huge dip. Now, some people are panicking, but for me, this is amazing. I said that I was dollar cost averaging. I was looking for another entry point, and this presented a perfect opportunity to continue dollar cost averaging. So I'll be breaking that down. But since we have a delay to the release of the marketplace, I will spend a bit more time going into more in-depth and detail to explain how to make money, as in how to make fiat off of the marketplace, but also just kind of my strategy in terms of things like cloning, and just what I'm looking for when it comes to the Monsta sale as well. Now, before I go into it, I'm going to be straight up and blunt and honest with you guys. This is probably the best opportunity I have seen, not just in NFTs, not just in, investing in crypto, but just one of the best opportunities out of everything in a while. And I'm going to share with you guys a little story before I go into this. Now, before, when I had this mentality of, I need to find a good token, I buy the token and I hold the token and I hope the price of it goes up. If you're watching this video and you still have that same mentality of, what token can I buy and hodl and hope the price goes up, you're missing out the big opportunities, okay? Because someone just nearly a year ago just opened my mind to how many lucrative ways there are, and Monsta Infinite has presented that way. Now, you do not want to miss this, because this opportunity is identical to what Axie Infinity presented. So I knew someone, not a lot of capital, about $2,000 worth to start with. That person ended up in about 8 to 9 months, converted that $2,000 in a very risk-free way into $3.6 million. Okay, now how many people out there, buying and holding a coin can make 2k into 3.6 million, especially in a very low risk way? Not many. So how did they do that? I will explain to you guys in a few moments. So firstly, we will go straight into it. Now, we have a delay to the marketplace. So it was supposed to be out on the 12th of October. It has been delayed by 10 days to the 22nd of October. Now, is that a bad thing? Not necessarily. I'm not in a huge rush because it's only 10 days. It gives me more time to prepare, more time to research, because it is, there is quite a lot of stuff. If you come from a background of having played Axie Infinity, a lot of the concepts will still be quite similar. But the marketplace, there are going to be two types of monsters, and within those two types are the different subclasses. So there are the Chrono Zeros, which are the ones that would be perfect for cloning, because they come with more slots for cloning, but they are more expensive. And then you got the Soul Bonds. These ones are perfect for someone who's looking just to play the game, just to farm the game for STT tokens. These you cannot sell on the market, but they are a lot cheaper. So if you just want to farm the game, you can probably buy a full team for like, $50 worth. The Chrono Zeros, you're looking at, a few $100s, and it will scale as well. So marketplace launch 22nd of October. Be ready. There's going to be a lot of competition for these. There has been speculation that the Chrono Zeros, those are literally going to sell out within seconds. So you do need to plan ahead. When I did the Inception Monster sale, I showed you guys how I did it. A lot of preparation went into doing it so I could secure the Inception Monster. Be ready. Now, this is the interesting part. Going back to what I said earlier. So the story was someone, $2,000 back when Axie Infinity came out, trying to turn over a profit. They identified a very lucrative opportunity, converted that 2k into 3.6 million. How they do it? Now, essentially, it links back to this cloning. Okay, think of it this way. You have a pair of monsters. Now, you want to breed them. Okay, you figured out the costs. Let's say you spend, $100 on your STT tokens. in order to breed, okay? Once you're done breeding, let's say you breed 3 times, you then get 3 new, let's call them, baby monsters, okay? That you're also left with 2 parents which you have just bred. Now the value of them, because you have just bred them, the value of the parents has gone down a little bit, but you have 3 brand new monsters, okay? Let's say you sell the parents, that's fine. Let's say you sell one of the baby monsters, that's fine. You're left with 2 baby monsters, which you can then maybe breed with 2 other baby monsters, okay? Now you have 2 new breeding pairs. And you repeat that process, okay? So there's 2 breeding pairs, they multiply, and then you're left with 4 breeding pairs the next cycle. You sell off the parents, and you keep repeating, okay? So you go from 2 to 4 to 8 to 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, until eventually, months later, you have thousands of monsters, okay? And every time you've been selling the parents and, a few of the baby monsters, maybe there are some that don't fit into your breeding strategy, you're getting MONI tokens from it, or STT, whatever the currency is going to be on the marketplace. I believe it will be MONI. And every cycle, after your costs, because you are spending money to breed as well, you're probably left with maybe 10% profit margin, okay? That's kind of like what Axie has right now. It used to be a much higher profit margin 6-7 months ago, but Axie is more mature now. Monsta Infinite is brand new, so I believe the profit margins will be quite high initially, just because people cloning, they need to keep up with the demand of new users coming in. That's going to drive up the price. So every cycle you're making, let's say very conservatively, 10%, okay? So you keep doing that. After about 20-30 cycles, you've made tens of thousands of dollars profit, okay? And that's essentially how this one person went from converting $2,000 initially to 3.6 million across the span of 7-8 months. Monsta Infinite is going to provide the exact same opportunity. So I am going to look at identifying which monsters are the best ones to clone. I'm going to focus purely on cloning, getting up a nice farm, because I guarantee with the marketing, with the partnerships, everything that's coming, they are aiming for mass adoption. There is going to be a demand for people who want to get, good monsters. I want to be that person who's, in advance bred, provided, and, I cannot miss this opportunity. Like I've said, so multiple times, and I cannot stress this. Monsta Infinite, they have provided probably the best opportunity I have seen in any form of investment, probably throughout my entire investing career. And you guys who have followed me for a while, I've got a very, very good track record. Everything I've covered has made profit. This is going to be one of the big ones. And for those who were crazy enough to, copy me with buying MONI token early on, you're probably in 1500% gain by now. So, this is going to make that look like nothing. So I highly, highly, highly recommend doing some research into how cloning works, how breeding works in Axie, understanding it, because it is actually identical how it's working. You have mutations as well. So basically, let's say you have a skill on one parent and another skill on the other parent. Both of the skills are the same. They're both very, very desirable skills, okay? You would expect the offspring to inherit those skills, but what they've done to prevent people from in an unlimited way producing offspring with perfect skills every time, there is a chance of mutation. So sometimes, you could have a perfect skill on one parent and the other parent, but a mutation causes the skill to become a bit screwed up. So that way, it prevents people from in printing in an unlimited way perfect offspring every time. So there is that dynamic there. But as long as you've got double dominance, you should be pretty much fine. Like on average, you should be okay. So yeah, cloning, huge concept in the game. Now, when it comes to actually taking your cloned monsters, this is kind of how they prevent oversaturation. Is you have to wait 5 days for the egg to hatch. Okay, so when you clone it, you can't just hatch it straight away. After cloning, you have to wait 5 days. So that way it prevents the market from becoming too saturated, because in that 5 days, people will buy and sell. Then you can hatch. Stats will only be visible once the egg is hatched, so you can't see what stats your monster has when it's still incubating. And there are different attributes, such as strength, agility, and intelligence. Now that is kind of similar to what they have in Axie, where again they have 5 days to hatch. So if you're familiar, then this shouldn't be anything new to you. But usually what I do during that 5 days of hatching is I'll look on the marketplace and identify any good partners for my potential, you know in that case was Axies, to breed with them. But in this case I would do the same. I would have my eggs incubating for monster, and I would look for potential monsters on the market which I can buy, and then breed with my freshly hatched ones in order to expand my farm quicker. Now on the point of trading, so trading is going to be huge. If you want to buy monsters to pair up with your freshly bred ones, then you are going to want to know everything about trading. So in terms of STT tokens, you can improve the cosmetics of your monster. You can burn your monsters and get monster cores in order to use as raw material towards creating new monsters. There will be a small tax for each trade, so that will affect your profit margin, but the profit margin I gave initially of 10%, that's accommodating for any fees and taxes and whatnot as well, because Axie, for example, they have like a 4% tax. However, the tax will be deposited into the master chef's smart contract. Interesting. So that is very, very transparent. We'll have to see exactly how that's going to be used. Users can either buy or sell through the trade or auction mechanism. Now, in terms of selling, they're using a Dutch auction where you basically list a monster for a certain price. Let's say you list it for 100 money tokens, and then you can have a floor price, let's say 50 money tokens. So it starts at 100, and over time the price that is listed for actually goes down until it hits your floor price. And as it's going down, people will get more and more enticed into buying until someone actually buys it, because it's hit a price that's low enough for them to pull the trigger and go in and buy it. So so the whole Dutch auction system is kind of like a reverse regular auction, where while the price is going up, the price is actually going down until someone buys. So they've taken a lot of tested concepts and they've implemented it and applied some additional features. So the stuff that they're doing, we know it's possible. It's nothing too crazy, but at the same time they've taken a concept, built on it, and it's essentially a huge opportunity. And that kind of goes into my next point, is the money token. So the money token's been absolutely crazy. For those who got in at the start, the same time that I got in, even before I bought it, I said I was going to buy it, and I got in around about 20 cents at the pre-sale. If you bought in at that pre-sale price, then you must be pretty happy right now, because it nearly hit $5. So 20 cents to $5, then congratulations to you. But again, I did make some other purchases. I was buying around here at the bottom, around about that $1.30 mark, like all the way back here. So we know that the token itself, it will have a lot of utility, and it has had that rally recently because more of that utility has been revealed. And we've had this huge pullback just because of the delay to the monster marketplace. So is now a good time to buy it? Well, if you have a look, we had this peak here and exactly here, and now we're sat on that same peak. That is established as a fairly good point of resistance, which became a support because we broke it. This is a point where I can confidently buy in again. So I will be buying some more money tokens at this kind of $3 area, because I believe when the marketplace is out, we will smash through that $5 mark. And as I said earlier, I went through the tokenomics in my previous video, so check that out. There is a high probability that I believe this token can break $10 very, very soon. So that's why I was stacking up. And if you see it going to $10, then buying at $3, pretty good buy. Now again, this isn't financial advice. This isn't me telling you guys to go buy. I'm just telling you guys what I am doing. I am buying at around about $3. That is going to add to my dollar cost average bag. And, my goal is to you know, accumulate. I was initially accumulate 10,000 money tokens, but I'm gonna up it up to 20,000. I'm gonna try and get 20,000 money tokens. That is my goal. So pretty exciting stuff. I'm really excited for Monsta Infinite. I'm gonna try and cover some more stuff, and especially when the marketplace comes out. But yeah, please do like, subscribe to support the content. Use my link below to join the Discord channel. It does help me out as well. And like, subscribe, support the content. I will see you guys in the next video. See ya.